The fall of Jericho. The Battle of Jericho is found in the book of Joshua chapter 6. The story begins with intrigue and conflicting politics. The Israelites set out to win by force the bountiful land of Canaan. Scouts from the Israelites crept into the city while out campaigning. 2 spies went into the city, but their actions were revealed. Rahab the whore took pity on them, and their presence was concealed. Rahab had faith in God and informed the Israelites of Jericho's fear. God has granted you this land, and the Lord's wrath will be severe. Rahab's house was located next to the monumental city walls. Soldiers trekked the battlements, following strict army protocol. Rahab demanded that the spies affirm an oath to her out of fear. She swore to the spies not to give their plans away and was sincere. Rahab and her family would be spared when the Battle of Jericho occurred. She was to fasten a scarlet rope in her window, the symbol they preferred. This was a sign that Rahab and her family would not be dispatched. She also prepared for a quick getaway by leaving the door unlatched. God instructed Joshua with a strategy for the Battle of Jericho. It was very unusual, but effectively astute to overthrow. Then every day for 6 long days they marched around the walls. The priest with the ark led the way, and they prayed for it to fall. On the 7th day they continued to systematically march around. Then the trumpet blast was sounded and the walls came tumbling down. Joshua ordered that everyone in the city must be put to the sword, except for Rahab with a scarlet rope on the window near the door. All the items of great plunder were to go into the Lord's bountiful store. Gold, silver, grain, and precious stones were the spoils of war. The Israelite army raced in quickly, pillaging the city fast. As promised, Rahab and her family were spared as she had humbly asked. The utter destruction of Jericho teaches man several grand truths. Mindset plays a big role in how you deal with the challenges that come up in life, regarding God's grace and our salvation duty for the human race. Digs there reveal that its walls were 11 feet high and 14 foot wide. It was virtually impregnable and parts were heavily fortified. God tutors that faith and obedience are crucial for long-term success. If we follow the law and are faithful, humanity will be blessed. God's way and the way of man are completely detached. God's sovereign power and authority are equally unmatched. The walls of Jericho fell, and they fell instantly down, while the defenders looked on shocked at the destruction all around. By faith the walls fell after they marched around them for 7 days. Although their faith had failed in the past, they looked up in praise. In this instance, the children of Israel believed in his pledge, as they were covered by God's grace and a spiritual protective hedge. Joshua carried out the commands of God and conquered the city. The enemy was trying to keep them out of the promised land without pity. Obedience is evidence of faith to others that we truly believe in him. God grants us faith as a free gift to set us up to ultimately win.